And I will go to anyone, anywhere now.
Hi, I'm Vivian, and I worked at registration for a little while, and then we had so many volunteers, so I went over to Vision and helped with them. I enjoyed it so much. It was such a blessing.
My name's Tom. My better half over there is Yesenia, who spoke a few minutes ago. Um, this was her first sunshine, as she was stating. I actually have been with the organization for 4 years now, or rather for 4 events, I should say, 3 years. And I actually got involved because I wanted to volunteer as an interpreter for Spanish. Saludos a los hispanohablantes aquí. And then I got roped into being part of the executive board. So be careful out there. If you get involved, they might drag you further in, it was a blessing, a real blessing. So I became the head of interpreting communications, and I've been working mostly in the Prescott events and then this event as well. And it was really a beautiful thing. We had a big team of interpreters actually this time, which was amazing. And we tried to keep organized, and everybody worked well together, and it was a beautiful thing. We were able to serve a lot of people, particularly on Sunday. For some reason, the non-English speakers tended to show up on Sunday rather than on Saturday, for whatever reason it might have been. But we were glad to be able to serve them, and I always enjoy these types of events, and this was no exception. And this is my daughter, Roseanne, who was in the child care as the child of volunteers, obviously.
My name is Adrian. I worked in medical, or volunteered. It was work. I had many concerns about this sunshine. One, that it was in August, very hot. And two, like Pastor mentioned, we were very short volunteers. And it came Saturday, and we had an abundance of volunteers, which we were very grateful for. So the Lord always provides. I have to keep reminding myself of that. And then one story I had, which I am very grateful for again, we had one lady, and I'm sure there's several people who slept outside for this event. One lady came in, she was having an allergic reaction because she had slept in the grass all night long. Her main reason for showing up was her vision. But because she was having the allergic reaction, she was pushed through to medical. And on Sunday, vision and dental closed down. And I'm not sure if they closed early because they had so many patients or what the reasons were. So when she was done with medical, we had to tell her, vision is closed, so we can't get you in. And she was in tears. I have to be seen by vision. This is the whole reason I came. I can't drive. I have to be seen by vision. So I went to vision, and I told them she has to be seen. She slept in the grass all night. She had an allergic reaction. Anyways, they put her 51st on the list, and this was at 9 in the morning. We left at 3:30 that afternoon, and she was still waiting to be seen. And I believe they saw her, so I am grateful for that, and I'm sure she is too. So again, the Lord always provides.
Amen.
Hi, my name's Tammy, and I work alongside the lady in medical. This was my first Arizona sunshine, and I came home more blessed than anyone. That was amazing.
Anyway, my name is Alan, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm inspired just hearing all the stories.
Amen.
And it makes you want to come and be a part of it. I know that my wife and I have been involved in lots of missions. We were youth leaders at our church, and this is my first Arizona Sunshine. But I want to share two things. One, I was a chaplain there, and so I got to roam around instead of having to work in medical. And I met the police officers, a guy and a girl, And I sat down and was talking to them, and they said in all the different events that they've helped at Mesa Convention Center, this was one well-organized event. And so they were totally impressed. And the other thing is my wife and I would pray every morning as we drive to the convention center. And one of the prayers was that if one soul is brought to Christ, this was worth it. And we're in the process of hosting or doing a Bible studies, that It Is Written Bible study, trying to prepare them not only for the It Is Written program, but to just prepare them for the Lord's coming. And we invited them. In fact, there they are right there. And I'm there talking with them. And so I was able to walk them through and be with them. And the mother, the father, and the daughter were there all 2 days. And it was a blessing. You know, we got the opportunity to pray with people. We got the opportunity to sit and talk with people. It was an amazing event, and I was so blessed to be there. So praise the Lord.
Hi, my name's Renee, and I work in vision. We had one optometrist, and I was the only ophthalmic technician there. But I praise the Lord that I was able to be a help and to help people to see. The first one that comes to mind was a little 8-year-old, or actually she was a 10-year-old girl. She had 2200 vision in each eye, and she was going to school and she couldn't see the board. And it was such a blessing to be able to get her vision all the way down to 20/20 so that she could see and she could learn properly. And, you know, also it was just neat to be able to see the different people that would come in and be blessed just because they couldn't afford glasses. Some people have taken glasses out of the garbage can or borrowed from family just so they can see because they can't afford glasses. And it's such a blessing to be able to help them and be able to just function with vision and be able to see and do the things that some of us are used to doing, you know, in our everyday life. So it was a blessing to me.
My name is Jo. And I really felt like everybody that I dealt with understood the magnitude of the gift that they were about to receive, which was very satisfying. The individual that I dealt with that I think most touched my heart was a young Mexican man, a nice-looking kid, spoke very good English. And I asked him, as we asked everybody that came in, how did you hear about this function? He said, I just came in for water. It just broke my heart that here was this able-bodied young man. He was homeless. The only clothes he had was what he had on his back. He just wanted water. But he had 2 loose teeth. He'd been in a fight the night before. He told me it was really tough living on the street and that he had gotten in a fight. But he was glad that we were there. And so was I.
I was called over to the haircuts, and actually I had a cousin that actually was doing haircuts there, but the gentleman that was doing this guy's haircut, they had called for a chaplain. And so I took him back and we prayed, and he's had a tough life, it sounds like, and he doesn't want to be on the streets, but he's in a cycle right now. And we were able to give him a T-shirt, give him some literature, although he didn't have a lot there. And he says, what resources do I have? And so the head chaplain, I prayed with him first, and then the head chaplain prayed with him, and I went and found out. I talked to the police officer, I talked to the firemen, and they said, hey, we're going to be at the Mesa library, and that's where he's been sleeping this Wednesday. And we will give him clothes, and we will give him some toothpaste, and we'll give him different things. And so, you know, I hope it made an impact, but I met the gentleman, and he was a nice young man. But he was so happy with his haircut. He looked sharp. It was neat. So hopefully he met with the police and the fire department and got some more resources.
The other thing that he said was he wasn't really looking for a handout. He just wanted a.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but when I walked in on Friday, I got in on the tail end of stuffing the badges with the names. And then from there, I went and helped fill up the bags that had all the leaflets and soap and shampoo and things for all the guests that came in. I surely enjoyed it all. And then I got sort of pushed around here and there and ended up taking guests to the registry. Then I went from there to the place that I ended up with, working right with the guests that came in. And this is strange, but of all the sweet people that I talked to, they were also so pleasant. And I went home after standing 2.5 hours without a backache or legs aching. So I know that the Lord was with every one of us that we're helping out.
Amen.
Appreciate it so much.
I'm Arlene, and I had a wonderful time. And I'll tell you the reason I did is because Sonny and Gail took me in their area. And what they were doing was temperature and weight. So Sonny said, you know, the people are coming around the curtain. They don't know where to go. Maybe somebody should see them. So I was the one that said, wait, temperature right over here. Thank you for giving me the chance.
Hold on for a second. I think we have a record here. Because all the 8 events that we have done, you're probably one of the most seasoned volunteers, right? Can I ask you how old you are? Speak in the mic. Speak in the mic.
93.
Give her a hand. I don't think
Thank
anybody.
you.
Thank you, Arnie.
Hi, my name's Helen, and I worked with Dr. Beth back here on registration. I was doing registration up at the Prescott event, and day 2, Beth sat next to me, and as we chatted, she looked at me, she says, you know, they're trying to get me to head up registration. I'll do it if you help me. I had never met her before. So we're a little suspicious about how she evaluates people, but we had a good time. And in fact, several of the people, raise your hand if you did registration. Diane, you were there helping volunteer. There were a couple others that had to leave the stage. And so many of the hospitality people helped us. We had 20 people doing registration. It was new to most of them. There were a few that had done it before. But what was really amazing and so gratifying to me is that so many of them, for day 1, I had enough to do my 20 registration, and plus I could have done 30 registrations with all the people there, and they were willing to do whatever was needed. They came prepared to do registration, but if we needed them to do something or to help the clients going through, whatever it was, they were willing to do it. In fact, after we got partway through the day, the line really dwindled a bit for registration. And so we thought, well, you know, we can probably close 5 of our or at least 10 of our stations and just have 10 people. So it had been, we did like 400 in the first 3 hours. That's how fast we were going. And I asked folks if there was anybody that'd like to volunteer to go home. No.
Amen.
Nobody wanted to go home. And I was just shocked. I was really shocked because I thought, you know, they've worked hard all morning. They all wanted to stay and be helpful. And most of them did find then in other departments or whatever to do. And that's what I saw with volunteers. I had volunteers, a lot of hospitality volunteers come through our department, and they were willing to do whatever it took. And we were blessed, Tom, to have several people in registration that could interpret. As Tom came over and asked us, why aren't you calling us for interpretation or interpreters? And it's because we had so many, so we were abundantly blessed with interpreters this time. But going from one event where I was doing registration to the second event where Beth and I let out in registration was a totally different experience, but it was such a blessing.
Amen. Let's give the volunteers a hand, folks. Can we again? You guys can go back to your seats. Okay, listen, I got a few more things I'd like to share. I have 7 minutes, so don't rush out of here. What I'd like to show first is I'm going to give Jason 10 seconds. He says all he needs is 10 seconds to cue. Again, we had another first thing that happened. We've been doing this for eight times, Arizona Sunshine. This is the first time that we've had live TV coverage. Can you say amen? So we're going to ask Jason to run that for a second now. Jason, why don't you run that live Fox News, please?
Very generous act of kindness. One organization offering free medical and dental services for folks all over the valley today.
Wonderful. I can't wait to have a steak.
Thousands of people feeling a sense of renewal, all thanks to Arizona Sunshine, a nonprofit that helps provide health services to people in need.
We decided to set up here in Mesa just because of the family environment that Mesa offers, and so we wanted to kind of promote that and push that forward through our event.
Today, the group provided their services at the Mesa Convention Center. Organizers say that some guests even traveled from California and as far as Texas for the health care. From helping with medical and dental needs to spiritual assistance, people were welcome to the free services throughout the day.
So what we're able to do is not only sit down with a person and just like be that listening ear for them, but we are able to just brighten their day with, you know, a smile. Sometimes it's as simple as a hug that they need.
People like Clinton Duncan benefiting from these services by getting a full set of dentures from Global Denture Alliance.
A friend of mine came with me today too, and she's getting some things done that she needed to, and otherwise we couldn't afford it, you know, and so it makes a big difference when you got somebody that really cares about the veterans and stuff like that.
Some of their team members say that providing for people like Duncan is what makes it all worthwhile.
We're able to change people's lives in a matter of an hour. You know, spend an hour of our time and change somebody's lives, you know, for years. So it's a pretty amazing feeling.
Again, like I said, having live TV coverage promote Sunshine. Can you say amen to that? That's incredible. Listen, I'm going to have Dave Wooten come up here. He didn't come up. I want him to share this one story. Come up, Dave, a Bible worker, about his Barbara, the story behind that. 2 weeks out, Sunshine, we did not have a licensed barber set up. Dave, you want to?
Well, me be here today. Planning to be here. Went to get a haircut. He said he's my barber, and so do I look okay?
No.
No. Anyway, he was sharing with me. You know, he said, "I really have heart for those who are in need and those who are needy." You know, and so I didn't tell him anything about Arizona Sunshine. All I did, I was just sitting there getting a haircut, and he said, "You know, I had to give free haircuts to the needy, and I only had 5 people." Yep. And after the haircut, I felt impressed to call Pastor Steve. Really, I didn't know at all that they needed a barber. I was just impressed. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just impressed by his generosity and wanting to help people. I said, "You should see, you know, my barber. He wants to give free haircuts." And Steve says, "That's an answer to prayer because we've been looking for a licensed barber. Can you go back there and get his name and number so I can call him?" So anyway, I went back there, and he said he is a licensed barber, and I got his name and phone number for Steve to call him, and he said he was very interested in helping out. Later, I found out that he took one of our flyers because I went and gave him one of our flyers. On his own initiative, he took that flyer to Kinko's, had it enlarged, and he posted it in his barber shop. Man. And so he was advertising Arizona Sunshine for us. And I never asked him to do that. But, and so on Saturday, he was the only barber there. Poor guy. And you know, I was walking around. I was a chaplain, also a chaplain volunteer. I was walking around. Not once did I ever see him take a break. He was working all day long. And Nyla said the same thing. She said she walked around and she never saw him take a break. And so he really served a lot of people. And then on Sunday he had help, but the lady sitting in the area next to him was vision. She saw how hard he worked, and she was impressed. And so she asked him, "Do you need any glasses, or is there anything we can do for you? You know, to help?" And he says, "Well, no, but my son does." And so they were able to get him a pair of glasses. But he was so moved by the whole experience. He's the one that gave the haircut to that homeless person. He says, you know, all he wanted to do was be able to help his daughter. He wanted to get back on his feet. He says it was so good to get clothes and a haircut now that he can go for a job interview. You know, he just wanted to get back on his feet. He says it felt so good to be able to help somebody like that. He went above and beyond. There were a lot of people, for whatever reason, they couldn't stay to get a haircut, or at the end they had to cut it off. He gave them his card, and he says, "Come on over to my shop, I'll give you a free haircut." Now that's above and beyond. And get this, I don't know if we're going to have another Sunshine in Mesa. Next year, he says, you know, next year I'm going to close my whole shop. He has about 3 or 4 barbers that work under him. He says, I'm going to close my whole shop and bring them all to Arizona Sunshine next year. Because he works so hard, first of all, but he's wanting to get other people involved. He's also interested in going to Mexico. They told him, the lady that was in Vision, or someone there told him about Mexico. That is a week-long thing, and he's thinking about going there. So he really, really got a blessing from doing, even though he stood there all day long giving haircuts. He never took a break, didn't eat lunch. Anyway, I wish he could have shared some of the stories. I'll have to get on his case and tell him, yeah, we were waiting for you.
Yeah, we're going to have 6 weeks from now. There'll be several people coming to this 100. So there'll be people coming to this that have never been to Seventh-day Adventist. So we're going to ask our members to come forward, and we want to invite them maybe to a special program like either Stop Smoking School or something. These guests who are picking up the classes here can come and we can share with them some kind of extra program that we can try to get them. Of course, they'll be invited to It Is Written as well. Many of the people, we saw about 825 total, and they were all invited to It Is Written program. And we just pray to God that they will come to John Bradshaw's meetings. It's going to start September 27th. Yeah, 27th on Friday night. And our church is deeply involved with that too as well. So Dave did mention for future events, those of you who have not experienced the sunshine, next year, 2020, we have 3 lined up. Payson, Prescott, and Mexico. Now, these cities, Payson and Prescott, are going to be doing it again multiple times. But Mexico, we're really excited about, because we have partnership with the university, the Seventh-day Adventist University Medical Dental School, and they're going to bring all their dental and all the medical students up. We're going to do it in Monterrey, Mexico. You know, I didn't realize that Monterrey, Mexico, is the 2nd largest city in Mexico. I knew Mexico City was. Monterrey is right up there near them. So we're going to be doing sunshine there for a couple days. It's going to be a 10-day trip, and it's going to happen in October. And why did our planning committee choose October 2020? Because in Mexico, the national emphasis on health for the month of October. So it fits in perfectly. So start saving your pennies now. I'll tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be $2,000 a head. And it's going to go for 10 days. All right? And we're going to, I'm telling you, there's so many people excited about this trip that we're going to have a cutoff right there. I shared this with several pastors, Adventist pastors in our meeting, and several said, sign me up now. So I'm telling you folks, the spots are going to go fast. October 2020. Keep that in mind, all right? But if you want to come to Payson or Prescott, you're welcome to be part of that as well with this Arizona Sunshine. One thing that we believe in, folks, at our church, trying to reach the community, Arizona Sunshine is part of that, okay? Now, as we mentioned a couple Sabbaths ago, Delphi Ellis is in charge of what we call community outreach, small segment of the outreach committee. And she's lining up several things that we want to get involved with our community. And you're going to be hearing about that more. Tomorrow is going to be another event if you want to help. It's a small thing. Delphi, what time does that start? Where's Delphi? 9:30. And we meet at the church, or where do we meet? It's in the bulletin, right? Okay, we're going to be at Assisted Living in Mesa. And where? Vision Assisted Living. Okay? So you can get your bulletin, folks. It's only 1 hour out of your day, right? Come on over, and you can share some happiness, all right, with old people like me. So, yeah, it will be cool. So go in your bulletin, and we'll hope we have a lot of people there to share. We're going to be singing, et cetera, et cetera. Delphi, you're going to bring your dog, right? Yes, that's going to be awesome. I'll bring my pet cockroach. Just kidding. But anyway, listen, so kind of keep in mind, tomorrow at 9:30 will be our another thing that we want to share with you. The last thing I want to share with you before we leave is, before we have benediction, is all the volunteers who came today for Sunshine, we'd like to honor you by having you go through our fellowship lunch first, okay? If you don't mind doing it. But before you do that, after our benediction, I'm going to ask those who volunteered for Sunshine to go in the foyer, and I want you to kind of stand around and meet people, because I think it'd be cool for you guys, those who have not gone to Sunshine, just to go talk to them a little bit. And then after a little bit, just go make your way through line, and you'll be first in line to go through for the fellowship lunch for those people who volunteered. Okay, so like I said, folks, our time is up, but we want to just share with you again the idea. If you have not gone or experienced an Arizona Sunshine, give it prayerful consideration. Now, I have to tell you something. It's probably not going to happen again in Mesa, because there are several factors to that. One is finances. That the one way we did Mesa this year costs us 3 times as much as it costs to do Prescott. It's just very expensive, because everything down here is more expensive. All right. So I don't know, not unless you folks know of a rich uncle. We could do it, again next year. Right now, as it stands, we have 3 lined up. So give it prayerful consideration. If you haven't helped, be involved with that. It's an awesome way. I've had so many volunteers said we went there to serve, and we came back so much more. So keep that in mind. Let's bow our heads, please. Father God, what an awesome experience we had with Sunshine. So many souls, Lord, were touched with the hands and feet of Jesus. And Lord, we just thank again every person who helped with Sunshine. And there were several people who prayed for Sunshine. I know that, but could not be there. Father, we know that many lives touched because of your Holy Spirit. And now, Lord, as we think about the next part, Sunshine, Lord, was just casting seeds. We know, Lord, the field is prepped. Now it is written, is coming to town, Lord. And we just pray so hard, Lord, that many, many souls will be wanting Bible studies and eventually join your family, Lord. Thank you, Lord, so much for giving us this message. We ask, Lord, you continue to richly bless our church and our families. It's our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, let's have all the people of Sunshine stand up. Those of you who are not involved with Sunshine, just they remain seated. Those involved with Sunshine, go out in the foyer right now, just for a second. And then while they make their way out, the rest of you people can go too. Thank you.